online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'ma work harder, we gonna make it. I'ma survive, keep on surviving. They like this.
Of course, and we played that song for you guys because, of course, this episode was very boring, but we got a lot of good, success stories of the women, improving and becoming more independent. Right. And of course, by the end of the show, this is the first song that popped in our heads saying, "Oh, Survivors, Destiny's Child." Boom. Again, welcome to another sit down of the review show of Atlanta Exes, episode 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So let's go and get into it because, like I said before, it was a boring show. Be mad at me. I know y'all been coming and talking about me, but still. This episode was boring.
You gotta introduce yourself so people can stalk you.
They know who I am. That's because they keep talking about me. They're mad at me. They don't like me. I'm just kidding. My name is Cortez West, y'all. Welcome back. I love you guys, though. I really do. And
Kiki Ayers, what's up, y'all?
And of course, on last week we did have Shannon with us, but unfortunately she won't be able to come back. With some other jobs that are actually good for her. So she's going doing her thing. But Jesse, we're gonna have to punish Jesse.
Jesse will be back next week.
So it's open up with the ladies meeting at a Moro restaurant. Everyone sits down and they really appreciate the one trip that they went to the cabin as they got some things settled. Of course, we got the situation settled between Tamika and Torre, I'm sorry. And Cherie kind of addressed the issue with Tamika about how she felt as if, Usher and her may have had sex or whatever, but that was definitely not the case. I still don't think that was the case, but she do like older women, so yeah. So Tori sits and announces that let's have a ladies trip, but much longer. And they decide to go to the Cayman Islands. And when she announces it, everyone is like, yeah, but of course Tamika. No. Yeah. And then, with the editing, I don't know if that was with the editing or not, but you heard Tamika say no, for everything. It was like, we can do this. No. We can do that. No. It's like, come on, Miss Doubtfire.
I understand her reasoning, She said she went there with her first husband. She don't want to go back again. That might bring back memories. It's like, I want this with this dude. Like, they probably didn't have a good time.
Key said, "Oh, just kidding." They definitely gonna be mad at me now.
They definitely
God, so they go and they all accept to go. She ends up accepting to go, and they on this bus and they get there. So boom, zip quickly. All right, boom, boom. So they get off and they go turn up. They're ready to turn up. They make it to the cabin. Make it to where they're gonna stay. And I must say, Tori must have some awesome friends for them to walk in and have everything set and ready for them. Have their own place ready. Drinks.
And a letter.
And it was like, welcome and enjoy your rum punch. I'm looking for my top. Yeah. So, enjoy your rum punch. So they came in and started to, enjoy their trip. So looking for the rooms. Everyone is looking to choose a room. Right. And I think that's like any reality TV show, like when you go into a house like that, everyone always looking for their room. You know what I'm saying? I will always go to the top. Start from the top.
These bitches are bougie. Okay, first of all, that's a free trip. The house is nice. You got free drinks. I would sleep on the couch and be just fine. Like, hey, because I'm not going to be there anyway. I'm going to be on the beach. So.
Exactly. Yeah, but I don't know. I did like the room that was facing the ocean. I would want to wake up and look at that.
But you didn't want the one who planned the trip, so.
Oh, that makes it. That was another show that had that problem. Right. You didn't plan the trip or something. They
all have that problem. They all bougie. Like, you take me on a trip right now. I'm like, hey, I sleep on the floor. Just give me a pillow.
Oh, you got a double bed? Oh, that's fine. Double bed is fine. Right. So they all get up and end up going to Casanova for dinner that night, and it kind of. Tamika, they was trying to keep Tamika under wraps about her being herself. So Tamika automatically tries to correct her on how to hold a glass of wine. And Cherie got it right together. She said, "No, baby, I have red wine. Red wine is usually room temperature wine, so I can hold it from the glass." And she was like, "Well, you know, basically kind of slapped her in the face and said, you know, you told me that incorrectly." So pass on. It's just at this point, y'all, the show was so boring.
Can you not sound more boring?
I was just like, at this point,
like they went to the beach and they had dinner.
But tell me what y'all think. What y'all think, honestly, because on this episode, I really was not connecting to it, and I know like some shows they do have a moment or a show where it's not so interesting. And don't get me wrong, I'm very glad that the women are back on pace, and you know everything is cool, and they're getting to know each other and warm up to each other, and you know grasp onto the sisterhood. But it's reality TV.
Does it make for the best reality TV?
Exactly,
not at all.
And you yourself said there was not enough fights or
there's not. I think that's
drama,
the reason why this show may not have. It might not do as good as the first episode. I feel like the first episode, everyone was like, "Oh my God, let me watch it." And I think since then, it's just kind of dying down. One, you know, nothing against them. I love them all, especially Tori that was here or whatever. But they're not as young. Usually reality shows, you see a lot of younger people in it. Because they'll be the one, or at least even that they're not young in age, they're young-minded. So, like, they'll turn up. They'll, like, flash people. They'll cuss someone in the club for bumping into them. Like, they'll do all that young-minded things. These people are like, you know, they barely want to go to the club or do any of that. And they're not going to fight. They're just going to argue and find a counseling and stuff. Like, young people won't do that.
So maybe they're like the orange cotton version of Atlanta Housewives with the whole series. You know how you have like some city that's probably boring and the other one, you know. Yeah. Because maybe New York Exes would probably be more jumping off, you know. Hey. So at dinner they go and discuss, and Tamika goes and says that, which I really, really agree with her cold-heartedly, is that, you know, no matter what she does, even if she's defending herself or voicing her opinion, she will going to always be the bad guy, you know, and they're gonna always side with their ex. What did you think about that? Like, as far as
I think that was true. I remember when her and Usher first got married, everyone was like, "Who is this girl? She's not cute. Like, where did she come from?" Like, I can tell from the jump, nobody wanted them together. So I'm honestly surprised they lasted as long as they did. Because I honestly didn't hear one person that was like, "Congratulations to Usher." You never heard that. You always heard, "Who's this girl?" And everyone was going in on her. Right. What did Usher see in her? Like, you know, that's just what it was from the jump. So I'm not surprised that they're not together.
Well, I mean, but her whole thing was at this point, it doesn't matter. It was their relationship. It was her relationship with Usher.
Right. But it is publicized. And if that gets in his head and that gets to her, it's going to change them. It depends on how you handle the situation. You have to be very strong and used to it. I don't think she was used to that. I don't think he was used to that either. Because when he's with Chili, it was all good. Like, no one ever said, "Why are you with Chili?" They were like, "Why did you cheat on Chili?" So, but when he's with her, like, "Who is this lady? Where did she come from? She's not cute." This went in on her with everything. So, it didn't work. It doesn't always work.
So what do you think about with the other ladies, though? You think they would have? I don't think anyone agreed with it or disagreed with it. I just didn't hear anyone saying like, "Yes, I get that," or "Yes, I understand."
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would. I don't think anyone, like, no one. Like, we all know Kevin Hart. I don't think anyone made a big deal that he's with Tori. They were together before he blew up and everyone else. But when Usher got married, I feel like that was a big deal. They really like, who is this woman? Like, who is this woman? Okay, no one did that with anybody else. Yeah. That I remember, at least. No one was like, who is this lady that Neo's married to? Like, I didn't even, or engaged to. I didn't even know they were engaged. Or you don't really hear about that stuff.
That's true. So, I mean, you can kind of like accept the fact that maybe Tamika has been, you know, formatted to be this person of who she is. And we may be the cause of that, you know. You never know. So then they go on and Tori pops out another surprise with these boring ass surprises. I'm sorry. But she goes and says, "We're going to swim with the stingrays tomorrow." Woo! And no one wants to go again. Well, Cherie and Tamika does not want to go, but they end up going. So moving forward. So they go. But the thing is, the next day, Mo is outside, relaxing outside, enjoying some sun. But she's talking on the phone with her kids, trying to get her kids, you know, to FaceTime with her, which I can get that because that was her first time leaving them for so long. Yeah. So I can get that, you know, because her kids at this moment is like, who's, you know, all she really has, that she knows that they love her, you know, for sure. Unconditionally, right. So they come out and they head to Stingray City to go swim with the stingrays. I wrote this down about facing fears it really increases and grows incredible experiences. Right. Because I noticed that when I do face some fears, you know, the outcome of it does, you know, become almost breathtaking. you know. And I really like the fact that Cherie took the opportunity to go out there and swim with the stingrays, and you know, and she said, you know, it was one of the best things she's ever done. It was very almost surreal for her. The thing is, for me, is I don't know if I would have kissed him just to get that 7 years.
Nah, I'm not kissing nobody. I don't know. Those stingrays be nasty too. There's some thought stingrays out there.
God. Well, tell me, if you've gone to the Cayman Islands and you have swum with stingrays and you kissed them, and tell me if you got some good luck. Now, I don't believe in luck. I believe in best wishes. I believe
that you got a rash.
Yeah, a rash or anything. Let me know. But still, I don't know. So the girls actually get back to the house. You know, they're all excited from, you know, going to swim with the stingrays. So they go and get some rest. That later on that evening, they decide to go out. I really didn't like this show. I don't understand, but like they just went out, and it seems like they was forced to go to the club, and they sit there and they're looking for who's the cutest guy out there. To me, I feel like this show is turning into, okay, them just trying to find like a guy. And I didn't get that from Hollywood Exes. I got like drama, and I got them learning each other, and I did get some dates here and there, but I kind of feel like so far the Atlanta Exes is only based on, you know, and I get that they are trying to move on, so you all don't have to let me have it this week. I do get it. It's the point of moving on. This is why the show is called Atlanta Exes. I get that. Yeah. But I mean, like, I enjoy Hollywood Exes, you know, because it was a little bit more, they had a little bit more personality on that show. So with Atlanta Exes, it was just pretty boring for them to get to the club and I'm looking for a guy or whatever.
And the club was empty.
And I don't even know if it was a club. Maybe it would have been something else, but I don't know. But that's it for me until we get to predictions. I'm done. I might go to sleep.
Well, I totally agree with you, and I feel like you don't need a man to move on. So going to the club on an island and trying to find somebody and trying to force them into your life to move on, I don't feel like that's the right way to do it.
But I have a question too. So you guys, of course, we all and you all might agree as well that this show was pretty boring. This episode was boring. This episode, but also I've noticed from the time of the first review show that we've had to now, the views have even gone down. So do you think that it's also the views with watching it on television has gone down? You think the views where people are not watching it?
I think so, definitely. I think the way it was, you know, the trailer was set up, it seemed really cool. Like, and you got all these, you have really good exes. You got Usher, you got Kevin Hart, you got Neo, you got major exes. But there's no fights in this show because, you know, and they're like this season on. You don't see any fights, so you know that's not going to happen. A lot of the good things that you did see in that already happened, and it's only episode 5. Right. So I just feel like people were expecting more, and it came out on the same night as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So you got to really live up to that if you're going to take over, you know, Hollywood or Love and Hip Hop, or what is it, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood or whatever is going to come out too. I think that's definitely going to smash the show. Definitely. So to compare to other shows on VH1 specifically, I just don't feel like it's holding up. You usually see the fights, you usually see the craziness. Maybe this belongs on like Lifetime or not to diss it, but it is like a more mature audience. We or something like that. Okay, but it's a more mature audience. Like VH1's like younger people. You see them fighting. You see like those type of drama. Reality. That's good.
I think the good thing of watching this show so far is to see improvements in these ladies after going through such hardship with these men. Especially big ups to Mo, you know, for her to, you know, allow someone else that she just met to, you know, help her to become, you know, more independent and to move on. And on top of that, more big ups to Tamika for even being on the show after being the finger being pointed at and always been, you know, downgraded since. You know, she's been married to the guy, you know. So even before her hardships and, you know, the death of her son, you know, I really admire her for her to come on this show and still be pointed the finger at, you know. That's really bold. I
don't think it was smart for her, though.
You don't think so?
I don't think she should have done it. I don't think Tamika is this person. She comes off as the least liked person on the show. Like you look at social media or anywhere else. I don't think she's that person. I think things do get to her and she lets it pile up because she wants to put out this image or persona that she is strong or whatever, but I think the way she's being portrayed in the show, I don't think that's her, and I think it's just making her look worse.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it makes her look good. To the general public, to majority of the people watching, she usually comes off as a villain. I think Tori kind of took the spot for a minute just because the kill yourself comment and bringing up the kids, but I don't think it makes Tamika look good. And I think it's really just making her look the same way people originally thought of her. Like, who's this woman? It's her fault they got divorced. She should never marry. Like, that's what I think it's making her look like.
Really?
Just an angry black woman.
I get that, but Nene was like that too, right?
Who?
Nene.
Yeah.
She came off being the villain, and everyone did not like her. And she ended up starting to realize that, okay, maybe I don't need to always be the villain. And I think that's what Tamika's going through that point right now. I don't think she was trying to be the Nene. I just think that Tamika came on the show at, like she said on the last episode, when she comes into a situation of meeting, especially women,
right,
she's already at a negative 10 because of things that have already been said, about her.
Of course.
So people always have this presumption about her in the first place. So she's having to sometimes maybe fake to be someone else, or be too friendly, and
right,
it comes across as not organically. So she's like, at this point, I'm just gonna be me, and I'll work on, because obviously you want to be around me, and I don't think it's just for the show. I think that they have grown to really love Tamika, and so did
they
Tori.
have. They have.
Right, and Tori said that when she was here. She was like, Tamika's like a big sister
right
to me. So I think that part of what we're seeing from Tamika, it may be through the editing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point I'm saying. I don't think the reality was the best way to go. Because they're going to pick, a lot of times in reality, they already have their whole cast set up, and they just look for people to fill that role. They look for someone to play the villain. They look for someone to play the good person, the vulnerable person. Look for someone to play the peacemaker. And I think they chose Tamika for that role. I think if she should have done reality, she should have done her own show. That's
cool. But even with Christina, I'm very glad that she was able to let her friends, tell her, no, girl,
right,
give them another chance. You don't really have anything to fuel you enough to dump Willie, and that was my prediction on last week, that they would get back together.
Yeah.
So when I heard it in the beginning, during her confession, and she was like, I dumped Willie, I was like, wait, my predictions are supposed to be coming true right now. Right. Like, wait, come on. So it's good to see that she will be willing to give Willie another chance.
I love that too. I think she needs to after 8 years. She definitely needs to give him.
I mean, but would you, if you were in her shoes, would you have dumped him in the first place?
I don't think she had a real reason to dump him.
I mean, you.
Me? No. He didn't lie to me. He didn't cheat on me. Like, you're in Atlanta, which is super small. Like, I probably would have mad at Cherie. Like, girl, you didn't tell me he was with your friend. Like, really? Right. But you can't be mad at him. He's a man. Like, yeah. And it was before you. So that's the only thing. It was before you. If it was like during you, then I'd be like, oh no. But it was way before you. So. Yeah.
And Tamika did give her some good advice. She did say something that was pretty good to hear, was the fact that you can't dump someone because of their past, because
exactly,
and then you don't want someone who's a virgin or someone who's never been with a woman, because then he's just gotta be whack. Yeah. That's what she was like, he's gonna be whack. So I get that, but I'm really glad that she was, she was like, and you can tell that she was thinking about it. She really didn't want to do it. I just think that she was more concerned about what Cee-Lo thought.
Of course.
So I think that was the main situation in that. So then they separate, the girls all separate. So it's just Mo and Christina and Tamika. And they all go out, decide to go and swim with the dolphins. I've never done it before, but I really want to try it.
Me too.
I really want to try it.
Me too.
Especially to swim on both of them.
Right.
And of course, Tamika was what? No. I think her category is nothing but no. She probably tells her sons, no. But they go out and swim with the dolphins, and Tamika is very, very scared about doing it, but she ends up still doing it. And I'm glad that it showed another part of this show about facing your fears, because you can even tell when she started to swim with them, she was really excited that she did it, even though she was so scared. Yeah. She still did it. And I think that, and she was like, oh my God, I had the best time. And now she's able to say, I have swum with dolphins. That's amazing. That's all I got for real.
No, I agree. I appreciate the episode, because it was something. It was like a healing process for all of them. They all got to like Christina now knows, okay, maybe I should give Willie another chance. Like, Tamika's trying new things. They're all trying new things. You saw like a soft moment from Tori. Like, it was a good episode, and I support that, especially as a female. But does it make good reality TV? No. Okay. That's all I'm saying. The majority of people watching this, like, okay, I need to see a fight. Like, let me change the channel. Like, that's how they're watching it. Yeah. But I definitely support them. I can't even imagine going through what they went through, especially some of their stories. I commend them 100%. Are people getting bored with it, though, as a reality TV show? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so, too. Because I'm looking at the views, guys, and I want you guys to keep watching us, review and give your comments and give your opinions, because it fuels me, just to read what you guys feel. It makes me, especially when people agree or understand where we're coming from, because we're the eyesight right now. We put it ourselves out there. So when someone else that's not being watched agrees with me, it makes me feel more comfortable and lets me know that, okay, I'm not a crazy person.
Right. Right.
But, you know, let me ask you a question about Mo, though. Do you actually think that her keeping those pictures up around the house with Neo was really hinder her from moving on?
Yeah, let me tell you, when my parents got divorced, I ain't even got not one picture with my daddy anymore. I don't have one. Like, now younger ones, I got ones when I'm like 16 and up. Like, I got none. My mom got rid of all that.
Oh,
she got rid of baby movies. She got rid of everything. So whatever she did to get over, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to see my ex. I think a lot of people do that too. Like on Facebook, they'll go through and delete all the pictures. Like,
yo, I saw that happen before. Like this couple I've known, they were together for like 5 years, and like their Instagram was nothing but them majority of the time. Me and my bae cooking and da-da-da-da. But they moved on.
They will go through and delete all that. Females will go through and delete every single, spend 2 hours on there deleting every single last person. I don't want to see him, like no memory. So I can't imagine coming out your room and then seeing him on the wall. I
think that's mostly a female thing. I think with me, I wouldn't put it on my social media if I was thinking that it was not gonna last, and then when it doesn't last, I delete it. I wouldn't even put it on there if that was.
The majority of the time, y'all don't want to do it wrong. You know? Y'all cool. Y'all on to the next girl. You're like, whatever. She's like, I hate him. Delete out my life. That's not just deleting from Instagram. That's delete out your life. delete. Right, he gone.
Well, before we go to predictions, do you have anything else to talk about from the show? Because it seems like at the end of the show,
it's the same thing. Like they crying at the club, they crying on the beach, they go swim with the dolphins, they in the water twice. It's the same thing, different scenes, but it's the same thing. Like honestly, it's like how many times they on the beach? They're either in the beach or they're eating food. And they went to dinner in the beach a lot.
Yeah, and maybe this is, you guys don't let me discourage you, and don't cut my throat. But it was just boring to me. But my thing is, I do realize that this is television, and I do realize that they're gonna have their mellow moments. They need this moment right now.
They do.
And I do believe that the drama is coming. There's something that's coming. Because
next episode seems interesting.
Yeah, of course. Especially with the fact of I'm very interested to hear the Christina and Willie situation.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm more so interested to see how long Tamika is going to handle this woosah moment, you know, after the Blue Ridge Mountain. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure some things are going to steam up. So it's just that this one episode was probably just, you know, a mellow episode for us. Maybe it was a time for us to even figure out if it, you know, if you still want to continue to watch it. So I ask that you continue to watch it because I am, and maybe you can come back and I can see you and I can talk to you and Kiki and I, because I think it's gonna be me, Kiki and I, and then DJ Jess is gonna pop back in. So,
yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's hit predictions and see what's. I want to see what you have going on for this.
What I predict.
Let's see. Worldwide Underground.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
This makes me feel psychic.
It makes me feel like I'm in a time zone.
Right. I'm like, ooh.
So what's your prediction?
I predict that Christina's gonna get back with Billy.
Duh.
Obvious. See, I can't even get good predictions at this show. It's just like, we all know that.
But of course they give us a little snip that, so we're gonna see that they may get back together. Yeah. What else you thinking?
Dang, I feel like
the show was that boring.
I feel like it's so predictable. I think that's what the problem is. Like, we know they're gonna get back together because they talked about it like 4 times on this episode. I think they really stretched to have this episode. This should have been like 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stretched some stuff out. Like them walking downstairs to go to the club. Like that was like a 3 minutes of unnecessary airtime.
Right,
like you could have been getting advertisements and like some money. Like, but I mean, I feel like Tamika and Tori might have another moment. Hopefully, they need it for the show. I don't think there's gonna be any fights because I didn't see any.
Really?
I really hope this show does good, honestly, because as those women, like I think they're great women. I want to see them succeed, so I hope it does good. But right now, I don't know.
Okay, so as they give us a sneak view of next week's happenings, we see the fact that Cherie finds out that her father passes.
Oh yeah, that's sad.
And which, you know, in a person who has lost their parent before, didn't have a really good close relationship with their parent. I really felt her even through the television. But my prediction is, I think that the death of Cherie's father is going to change her a bit. I think it's going to change her for the better, and she's going to become a different person. I don't think she will be as hostile as she is now, because I feel sometimes Cherie can be very aggressive when it comes to dealing with a situation. I can just tell by her her dialect and her words that she chooses when she's talking about a situation.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna become more calming, and she's gonna take every relationship now that she has, whether it's a friend, a new boyfriend, whomever it may be, her kids. She's gonna hold them so dearly to her, and she's not gonna allow them to. She's not gonna allow herself to dismiss them. She's gonna let them dismiss themselves. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely. I think we're gonna hear more about her relationship with Ray because of her relationship with her father. And we're gonna hear more about that. But it's important out there to just, I don't know, to have that relationship with your parents. There's so many times I wanted to cut off both my mom and dad, but it's like at the end of the day, this is my only dad. At the end of the day, it's my only mom. And when they're gone, you do anything in the world to have them back. So I think that we're gonna get an important lesson from this, hopefully.
That's dope. Yeah. So that's good that even though it was boring, we did learn some things, especially about facing your fears. And I faced one coming over into a different side of the country which I've never been before. So of course I'm having some hardships, but I'm going through it, you guys. But still, I actually, if you guys could stop by our iTunes and subscribe to the AfterBuzz TV and rate us if you can. But we really want you all to come in, and I love when you guys come in on YouTube. Whether it's good or bad, I love it because me as the person being the out front person, it helps me out. So if y'all say, well, Cortez, I don't like when you move your head to the left. That helped me out. So I like that. And we like to...
People be like, she laughed too much. I'm like, I'm happy, die.
And everyone is different and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Definitely. So get that. Yeah. So I like that. And I definitely like the people who come in and actually show who they are. Because the 9 times out of 10, it's always the person that when they have negative things to say, it's always a default picture and it's always a default account.
It's probably like someone close to us, like our best friend or sister or something like,
that made you mad.
I hate you. I secretly hate you.
Right. But I definitely learned, someone told me, it was like, stop talking over Shannon. Let her get her opinion. And I was like, you know what? When I went back and watched it, I said, you know what? You're right. I need to work on that. And I said, thank you so much. And then her next message was, I love you. Oh. I love you too, boo. All right, guys. So that's it for this show. Please see us and catch us up on next week because we really like to know that people are watching, because I definitely did not like the fact that the views went down, because it went from like 7,000, 8,000 to 400. Yeah. I was a little discouraged, okay? Yeah. So, of course, you can all follow us. You can find me on all social media at Cortez G West. Woo. And that G is Galliano. So Cortez Galliano West on Facebook and Cortez G West on Instagram. And please follow us on AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV, okay? Yeah. Kiki, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Kiki Ayers, KIKIAYERS.
Yeah! That's it, people. We'll see you next week. Tune in. Woo woo! AfterBuzz
TV. Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.